So I was working in a factory today, and you'd think that would help you think all day, but I forgot to think. I was just not thinking all day. But what I realized is, this is where my one is, I've had, a handful of great boyfriends and a handful of terrible boyfriends. And in that hodgepodge, I think I calculated I've had about 6.5 years worth of boyfriends, okay? Not bad for 25, not good either. And one time, out of 6.5 years worth of boyfriends, I got flowers. Once. I felt like that's kind of low. Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you the story of the one time I got flowers. And it starts when I'm dating a guy named John, who is, let's just be honest, this guy was so far out of my league. Like, I don't know what he must have been going through a depression or something. He asked me out and I said, yes, please. He was so typically beautiful. Just like your tall, muscular, hegemonic male. He loved working out. He was a genius. He was a math major. Guys, he loved math and basketball. He was beautiful. He had a good relationship with his family. And he was the funniest person I've ever met. And he was like crazy romantic. Just like off the charts, ridiculously romantic. He was also really old-fashioned in the holding doors and paying for everything kind of way, which was fine. It was never, sometimes you guys will try, there's so few girls here tonight. Sometimes men will pay, but they like get too much power out of it. They're like, oh, get our Taco Bell, honey. But this guy was just like, this makes me happy. This is my gesture of romance, that kind of thing. So we had been going out for like 3 months the first time he let me pay for a date, which is that's like a record. It's not like I wasn't trying, guys. I wasn't just taking it. I was politely saying, can I help? Okay. But he went to school in Niagara, and it was February, and we wandered around Niagara Falls, and everything was frozen, and it was honestly so beautiful, and I was like blindedly in love, like just out of my mind, crazy about this guy, and the falls, they blow up the mist and then it freezes to your skin, that kind of winter. I didn't even care. I was like, this is the best day of my life. And this guy made me feel so like excited about everything. He convinced me, the closer you get to the falls, the taller the gates are, to keep you from going over. And he was like, let's go over this one because all that's frozen and we can like ice skate on it. And I was like, but we could fall into the Niagara River. And he was like, I don't know, let's try it. So I was like, okay, I love you so much, let's do this. And I stepped over the fence and he's like, all right, I won't let you go. Ha ha. And I started sliding toward into Niagara Falls. And then he like grabbed me and got to be the hero, but literally I almost died for the romantic gesture. But I was madly in love, so I was just like, my hero. And then we went to Starbucks, and he had never been to Starbucks before. He was the go out and party rage type, and I was the stay home with a book type. And so I was like, let's go to Starbucks and warm up with coffee or hot chocolate. And since that was my territory, that was the first time he let me pay. And cheesy as it gets, we just had a really nice talk, and I was madly in love, and I thought, I would do anything for this guy, including nearly jump over Niagara Falls, except have sex with him before marriage. So we broke up. It didn't work out, and I was crushed. Like, I was messed up for a long time, like way too long of not getting over it. Like I said, I was the stay-at-home with a book type, so I went from books to booze, and I was like, went from cardigans to sweaters that were like completely see-through, and I was just going out and doing anything I could to get attention, because I was a wreck. I was not this person. And that's probably who I was when you first met me. A nut.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But got to the point where I was like, I've tried everything from like prayer to desperation in a bar to get over this guy. So maybe next thing I'll try is a date. I'm gonna go on a date. Next guy that asks me on a date, getting a date. So this guy who's so nice, cannot emphasize how nice he was. Not fake, romantic nice like the guy who threw me over Niagara Falls. But he was genuinely very kind. I was not particularly attracted to him. He did not particularly have any job at all. He did not have his own place to live. He literally lived in his parents' basement and smoked pot all day. So I went from one stereotype to another of like great to terrible, and I just thought, he's nice. I'll take it. It's fine. It'll help me get over it. And we started texting a lot, and then started texting constantly, and then he was like coming to my house like every single day, and it was like a 40-minute drive for him, and I was like, okay, back up, too much, you're killing me, I need space. So one day I said, okay, listen, I can't see you today, or maybe the next day also, calm down, I have to do homework, I'm gonna go to Coffee Culture in Batavia. I was like, I'm gonna do my homework, just leave me alone, I need space. So I was having my peace and sipping my caramel frappe and doing my homework, and I was really enjoying it. I told him, like, you are not even allowed to text me, I need space now. And I was all into whatever I was doing, and then all of a sudden, this bouquet of flowers just plopped onto my laptop. And I looked up, and I was like, why are you here? And he was like, I brought you flowers. And I was like, I don't want flowers. I want space. So it's probably why I've never really gotten flowers. Everyone else probably knew how it was going to react. Not before, not since. All right, that's my one story.